Hey y'all, hey. We're going to take a look at planner layouts. So I did pull a couple of planner layouts that I actually like. And I'll talk about how I use them, how I actually plan with them, and what I use them for and how I use them. I don't think I'm going to decorate them, but if you make sure that you follow me on Instagram, I do post my weekly spreads on there as well. So I'm going to pull these off, and the first one we can talk about is the horizontal layout. Oh, you know what? I just realized, like, I did no introduction. If this is your first time watching me, you don't even know who I am. My name is Tawana. I am a planner, and I plan decoratively and functionally. So I'm a decorative functional planner. Function always trumps decorative for me in my land. So this video is going to be about different layouts and how I use them. Now, I will give some examples of how other people use the layouts. This particular layout is considered the horizontal layout. This planner is a happy planner with the binding versus the disc. The horizontal layout is actually the first layout that I tried when I started planning in 2019 in a paper planner. Was it 2019? Was it 2000? I think it was 19. I'm trying to think if it was 19 or if it was 20. I like the horizontal layout for brain dumping and pretty much anything that requires you to write out details. So for me it was a better use for brain dumping and to-do list. It was not, once I got introduced to some of the other layouts, it was not my favorite layout. I just started using this particular planner for my social media planning, and I got stapled post-it notes. So it is very little decorative planning. So like, see, some days there's nothing written in there, and then other days I just used it to write out like, hey, I need to do a blog post reminder, a IG post, Facebook post, blog post, do housing information for each of those. So it was good to write things out. So for me, that's where the horizontal layout works out well. I don't keep my old planners. I don't even have one that I decorated to show how you can decorative functional plan on the horizontal. Maybe I'll do that. So what I'll do is I'll do a separate video kind of sped up without me talking, showing how I decorated each of these individual spreads on there. So this is the one layout. This is going to be the horizontal layout. This layout is actually from Goldmine & Coco's daily planner. It is a spiral bound planner. I actually did not like having a separate planner for daily sheets and then another planner for my weekly planner. So what I ended up doing was taking the pages out and punching the pages so I can put them in my happy planner. So the size of them fits in here. So they are, let's see. Let me put it side by side so you can see the difference. So they're going to be slightly shorter if you decide to do like I did and cut the sides off and punch the holes, so it is slightly smaller than the classic size page. So with these sheets, I do like, so here's one that's actually decorated. I like these sheets for the weekends and days that are super busy. So they can either be used as running to-do list sheets where, you know, you just cover, you can use stickers to cover up the dates. And this way you can see what the page looks like before you put the before you start decorating. Running to-do list, and then also I like to use these sheets on the weekends as time blocks. So I'll put from 9 to 10 and then list out all of the things that I'll do from that time, and then 11 to whatever. And these boxes I'll either use to check it off or I'll just highlight going across. So this section is a notes section. I covered up the important and today's goals and just used these because I actually write pretty big. So for me, it was more effective for me just to use larger stickers that I could write on for that in those sections. The good thing is that there are these 3 boxes, and as you can see, I just use stickers to actually cover up what's listed. So I changed it to follow up ASAP, call, and then I added these stickers for items and tasks. So these are some ways, and like this one, I kept it as remember, errands. So that's one way. Another way that I actually use these sheets is for travel planning. Let me pull. And it's more of a running to-do list. So I just took one large box sticker and just covered up the boxes at the top, and then made a running list of things that I needed to do for vacation and just wrote out times and flights. And then on the back page, I made a packing list, and then I'm going to list out some of the places and recommendations that I got. So things to eat, places to visit, things to pack. So with the stickers, you can make a lot of the sheets versatile, but I do find that the daily pages are really good for either time blocking or running to-do lists. And, you know, especially in regards to, like, if you're planning for things for your house or you're working on projects, I find that they're really handy for that. The other layout we're going to pull out is the vertical layout. So I already have the sticker on here for Wednesday because every Wednesday, that is a part of my morning habit that I'm habit stacking this year, is checking my investment account every Wednesday. So that's why that sticker is on there. So the vertical layout, you can use several ways. And I think I've done a couple different layouts in my planner. So, like, this is an example. This was more function than actually decorative. So I use it just to break out each individual thing that needed to be done that day. And then this was last week. I decided to become a little bit more organized. So I used the whole bottom section to track my workouts and my vitamins. And then I made to-do items. In the top section was my must-dos, things that need to be done. Then the second row across was either things that were a priority, people I needed to call, or things that I just needed to get done and just to mark those days. So that's definitely one way. You can use the vertical layout. Let's see, I think I did decorate one for February. So February, I'm actually going to be on vacation. So this is a little bit more decorative than it is functional. So you can use one whole row and just decorate across, and then use the top or the bottom boxes for you to track to-do items. So you have a great deal of versatility with decorating and keeping this layout functional. I will say that for the weeks that I'm vacationing, where I have things going on, I do like to use the vertical layout because it does give you more space to actually do decorative planning and still have functional space. I'm trying to see if I can find. What I'll do is I'll drop in a picture of an example of a spread that I did that's very decorative, and then the functional pieces are at the top and then the bottom is functional. So I'll put that one in. So I can actually show this spread as an example of how I'm using the vertical layout. So the first row I'm using for must-dos. So my top threes are going to be here. Saturday and Sunday, I don't do top threes. Saturday and Sunday, I usually have must-do things. And then if it's a lot of things, I usually use a daily sheet for Saturday and Sunday, just because it's too many things for me to write in these boxes, and I need to usually, for me, I like to write things out. So I use the top section for, I'll jot down my 3 must-dos. The middle section is for any appointments or emails that I may have coming up. So you'll see it's a little more decorative. Wednesday, I'm just going to write in all 3 of my investment accounts to make sure that I'm checking all 3 of those. And then the bottom is going to be for my health and wellness check-in, and I use the sidebar for brain dumping, and then the bottom is going to be for a grocery list. And I will drop in a photo of some different types of spreads that I've done on the vertical layout, just to show a little bit of versatility. You can add decorative boxes up and down throughout the page, and then put in your functional checklist. It really all depends on what's your style of planning and how it works for you. The other layout that I am going to be using, and is probably hands down my favorite layout, is the dashboard layout. Now this weekly page here, or I guess to-do items page, depending on which dashboard layout you have, this section, some of them have it where this is just one whole block versus being broken down and split into 2 separate blocks. For me, it doesn't matter if the 1 block or if it's 2 blocks. Half the time I usually cover up the emails, the calls and emails, and the noted, and the noted becomes the focus on down here. So, and then the errands I usually cover up with a different header. So for the dashboard layout, I find it as probably one of my most productive layouts, because on the days are blocked out and there's not a lot of space. So you're not going to over plan for your days. You're literally, for me, I do what must be done, usually the top 2 or 3 items for each day. That's the only thing that's going in these blocks. This section I'll use to either write out what I'm eating for the week, or sometimes if there's if I need a reminder for something social media or business or deadline wise, then I'll write it in this section. But I will put a header on here, either bills due, and then I'll write what the bill is and the amount, like if it's due Monday, Tuesday, whatever day, or if it's dinner, each one of these would be dinner. So those are some fun ways that you can, use this particular section. The get it done section, I do usually leave that alone. I might put like to do or reminders if I would decide to decorate. And these are things that if I finish up my top 3 and I have time, then I'm going to start working on this list. So Monday, let's say I knock out all my top 3s, I'll look at this list and say, okay, this is something I can do. And I usually use both of these sections. So one side may be business, the other side may be personal. So it may be, you know, check your business email, make sure your license is renewed, and then it may be like clean out your closet, you know, check Poshmark, all of those things. So I do separate. One would be a this week business, this week personal. I use these sections. Sometimes I may use them for emails, or sometimes it's for a follow-up, and I may make a note if there's a follow-up. And then this section, sometimes I'll use for bills, but these are going to be things that just have to be done throughout the week, so there is no specific day for them. The bottom section I usually use for brain dumping, so taking notes, or if something that's on my top 3 needs follow-up, then I'll definitely list it on there. But for me, I do find this layout to be actually very productive, because it does make you write down what are going to be your focal points for that particular day, and then it allows you to make a running to-do list for items for the week on this section. And I think I have to look. What I'll do is put in different layouts that I've already completed. I'll try to see if I can blur them out, because most of them have like some of my personal information on there. And then that way you can see how I decorate them as well. And then maybe I'll do a video. I'll probably do a video for each of the individual layouts and how I decorate and am using it that particular week. So I hope this was helpful. I know there are so many layouts for you to choose from, and these aren't even all of the layouts that are available. These are just the layouts that I'm going to be using in 2023. So thanks for watching. You guys have a great day, and peace and blessings to you.